DWI, even at first, it's pretty harsh. You don't realize, you know?
Up to 90 days in jail.
Can't be there for my family.
I'm in here. They're out there.
They put an ignition interlock in your car for 1 year.
Car won't start unless you blow into it.
It's embarrassing.
You gotta pay fees, get a lawyer.
Need to see my probation officer for testing all the time.
Have to pick up garbage.
It literally consumes your life.
I lost my family's trust.
Lost my job.
I lost my marriage.
I lost my kids.
Lost a lot of time, you know? A DWI is just a big waste of time.
Save hundreds of dollars by refinancing your car loan to 3.49% at Sandia Area. People you know are saving money. Now it's your turn. Come in today. Sandia Area, the credit union that you can join today.
Now, Action 7 News. Coverage you can count on.
A company claims for hundreds of dollars they can get immigrants the forms and help needed for citizenship.
But one Albuquerque couple discovered the forms they received are free to everyone, and they say the company cost them lots of cash. Action 7 News anchor Natalie Swaby has the story.
They're nothing but thieves. They're nothing but robbers.
This elderly Albuquerque couple is staying in the shadows, embarrassed and afraid after they say they were taken for hundreds of dollars. They claim they paid $580, money which they had saved up over time, to immigration forms and services.
She thought it was the immigration office.
It was not a federal office, but instead a company out of Colorado. And this couple is not alone. Several consumers complained to Colorado's Attorney General, saying the same company that also goes by the name the Immigration Center accepted hundreds of dollars to help immigrants obtain and complete necessary forms. The problem for this couple, the forms, which are free at a federal website, did arrive, but they received no other help. And when they completed and sent the paperwork in, they found out they had not paid the federal fees, so the request was rejected.
I'm trying to get in touch with Immigration Forms and Services on behalf of a couple who says they gave you money but never received any services from your company.
To tell people that they can provide copies of immigration forms that are accessible through the web free, it's a scam. It's something that should not happen. And
the head of the Attorney General's Consumer Immigration Services Unit says this is what his office is fighting against. For this couple,
their resident card is about to expire.
They're now paying hundreds of dollars in legitimate fees to the federal government, and that's on top of the cash they never had to spend. In Albuquerque, Natalie Swaby, KOAT, Action 7 News.
The AG's Immigrant Services Unit has been in place since 2007. The consumer's immigration status is not the concern here. Allegations of fraud are. The office can be reached at 505-222-9035.
The search for a killer continues in Santa Fe. Gilbert Roybal was hit in the head by another man in front of the Hilton Hotel on September 11th about 8:30. The suspect is described as a male in his 20s, about 5'9" to 6 feet tall, clean cut, wearing a white T-shirt with a design on it at the time of the crime. Callers can remain anonymous and get up to a $1,000 reward. Call Crime Stoppers at 505-955-5050. And state police are also offering a $1,000 reward to find a Santa Fe man. Mel Nadell was last seen by two friends hunting in the Santa Fe National Forest September 6th. Police say leads have dried up, and they hope using Crime Stoppers will generate more tips like this one.
There was a jacket found in my dad's Jeep, and it wasn't his jacket.
If you have any information about Mel Nadell, contact Crime Stoppers or your local law enforcement agency.
Rio Rancho is raising awareness of domestic violence with purple ribbons. Mayor Tom Swistak has proclaimed October 2nd as Wear Purple Day in an effort to educate people about the problem. A recent survey by the Violence Policy Center finds that New Mexico is 7th in the nation when it comes to the number of women murdered by men.
Topping Project Economy, millions are headed to Sandoval County for a new fire station. The Department of Homeland Security is releasing $2.7 million from the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act for that project. The station will be staffed 24 hours a day by firefighters and paramedics. It'll serve southern Sandoval County, including several pueblos, Bernalillo, and the Tamayao Resort. Schools across the state are about to get competitive with each other to win some green. $10 million in federal stimulus money is up for grabs to develop solar electric systems. Up to 20 schools will be eligible. The funds will be awarded through a competitive process.
Scammers are trying to take advantage, convincing victims they need a living will. In this Project Economy report, how to make sure you don't fall for it. The latest scam centers around living trusts. Companies are using fear-mongering to sell the trust to people who don't need them. A living trust is a way some people transfer assets to their children or grandchildren. They cost around $2,000, and these are marketed by salesmen who sell the trust over the phone or show up on your doorstep. Some sales tactics to watch for: They may say that if you don't buy a living trust, that your estate could be eaten up by taxes. It could take years for your estate to be given out to your heirs. You may even be asked to attend a free lunch seminar. Here are the facts. A living trust can be helpful if you have children or grandchildren with special needs, or you own real estate in more than one state. If you don't fall into one of those categories, experts say you might be better off with a standard will that's a fraction of the cost. And for more money-saving ideas, go to KOAT.com and click on Project Economy.
A man who screamed, "You lie," to President Obama is still hot on the web. South Carolina lawmaker Joe Wilson yelled that to the president during his address to Congress and the nation 2 weeks ago. Well, now the company that gave us the Sarah Palin bobblehead will be releasing the Joe Wilson action figure, and the price, that's not Wilson, $40. No lie. Well, you got to hand it to a British company, a left hand, that is. The company is coming out with a brand of underwear for left-handed men. But it's not the overlap of the flap that'll change, it's the flap itself. Instead of the standard vertical opening, it will now be horizontal. Why, you ask? Because 10% of the men in Great Britain are left-handed. To find these and the hot stories on the web, go to KOAT.com and look under As Seen on 7.
More missiles on the move in Albuquerque today, and Sky 7 was up near Kirtland Air Force Base as this Matador missile started making its way to the National Museum of Nuclear Science and History. The Matador is a surface-to-surface missile, and now visitors will be able to get an up-close look at it at Heritage Park. Residents in the Atlanta area got a break from the wet weather today, but one early estimate puts the flood damage at $250 million. Georgia's budget is already in bad shape, and as residents come home, they're learning the state can't help them. Here's Steve Osunsami.
At the Six Flags amusement park outside Atlanta today, there was no fun happening here. They were still underwater. Today, many families return home. The water in places has begun to recede.
You know, I'm speechless. I mean, it's beyond words.
We walked in with 4 families in one of the hardest hit areas to see what was left.
I don't even know. I don't know where to start. I'm just completely. I don't know where to start. I have no clue what to do right now.
Each home was a disaster. The furniture, the refrigerators, and other appliances were turned upside down.
The pressure of the water, the flood that pushed this fridge down.
None of these families had flood insurance.
Yeah, I was told I didn't need flood insurance because I wasn't in a floodplain. So I asked a couple of times and they said, no, you don't need it. Well, it's pretty obvious that I needed it.
You don't know how much this is going to cost.
20 to 50 grand.
At least.
Out of our pocket.
State authorities believe only about 15% of Georgia residents own flood insurance. And state officials say they can't help. Georgia is broke. There have been layoffs, cutbacks. There's simply no money to help families rebuild.
We're really going to be dependent on the federal government to come in and help us with this disaster, and I'm hoping they will. You know, FEMA has set a track record of coming in and helping people that didn't have coverage for a disaster. I'm hoping that they did it for other states, they ought to do it for our state.
He hopes they come with money, and soon. Steve Osunsami, ABC News, Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Now, first alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Joe Diaz.
And a bit of a change in the northern portion of New Mexico. It looks like that weather disturbance that's bringing in the unseasonably cool weather is finally wrapping in some organized moisture. But you can see by the coloration here, this green, that would be rain, and this coloration into the blue, that would be the snow. And you can tell it's limited to primarily the higher terrains, and that'll lower a little bit overnight. But it looks like some of the higher peaks could get up to 2 to 4 inches, and maybe around 9,000 foot level, you could pick up 4 to 6 inches. So that would be a very nice thing. So mountain snow to the north, it's going to swing on through overnight and dry out during the day. So one more day of the cool, and then that low pressure system kicks out, and that paves the way for a warmer weekend. Overnight lows tonight will be in the 20s and 30s throughout the northern portion of New Mexico, and then 40s from Albuquerque on into the southern portion of New Mexico. Daytime highs below the average of 80 degrees for Albuquerque, and then you'll see some 70s throughout the south end of the state. So tomorrow we could have some spot showers overnight on into the first part of the day. We'll get into a mixture of clouds and sunshine, a little bit more sunshine as the afternoon progresses. Mild, though, on Friday, 78 degrees. Saturday, normal is 80. We're going to be 81 to 83 for Saturday and Sunday. Canyon breezes will drop us a little bit for the start of the upcoming work week, but I like that forecast, that weekend forecast. It's going to be good for outdoor activities. A lot of people probably are going to go to the fair, and it's just going to be pleasant.
We've been talking about it since Monday.
Yes, it's still playing out.
All right, great.
Enjoy it.
Thanks,
All right, this next story is required watching at the Diaz household. 2 celebrities said their goodbyes on Dancing with the Stars, and Joe watched.
It was the first double elimination round for the new season. Last night's results carried through to today. Macy Gray came in last on Tuesday, and tonight she and her partner Jonathan Roberts were sent packing. And for the men, Ashley Hamilton had hoped to follow in her father George's footsteps, a previous competitor on the program, but the younger Hamilton and his professional partner Edita Swolinski failed to make it past the first foxtrot. Fewer votes are combined with judges' scores to determine which contestants are eliminated each week.
I wonder if the writer knew that Ashley was a man.
Oh, that's right.
Well, there was also a tribute to Patrick Swayze on that show. Dancers performed to music from some of Swayze's most famous movies, like Ghost and Dirty Dancing. And like in the movie, there was a big finish. Swayze died of pancreatic cancer this month. We're told his ashes will be scattered at his ranch in northern New Mexico.
More charges filed against Anna Nicole Smith's former boyfriend.
But first, here's a look at what's coming up on Nightline.
Shelley and Doug, coming up on Nightline, will go beneath the bright lights of the Las Vegas Strip to tour a dark underworld of tunnels that hundreds call home. Plus, an investigation into a sex tape scandal involving a U.S. diplomat in Russia and an apparent return of Cold War tricks. That's on Nightline right after Action 7 News. Now back to you.
And a mom cannot believe, that her child is okay after a freak accident in a gas station parking lot. You're going to see more of that unbelievable video.
I'm Melissa Montoya. Here's your time-saver traffic for Thursday, September 24th. In northeast Albuquerque, one westbound lane of Candelaria at Chelwood will be closed from 9 to 3, so workers can have access to a manhole. In northeast Albuquerque, watch for delays on Academy between Lowell and Tramway. Workers will close various lanes from 9 to 3 for pavement resurfacing and milling. With your time-saver traffic, I'm Melissa Montoya, KOAT Action 7 News. New tomorrow morning on the Health Beat, we continue our series on mindful meditation and how this new medicine helps avoid burnout. And Duke City Teen Center opens to the public for the first time.
It's still cold, but the heat's returning. Coverage you can count on starts at 5 a.m.
The New Mexico State Fair on Action 7 News.
Live reports, first alert weather update,
concerts and special events.
All the information you need to know what's happening.
Chuck Wicks performs on Saturday, September 26th, after the PRCA Rodeo at 7.
Log on to KOAT.com for a full schedule. Celebrate the 2009 New Mexico State Fair through September 27th.
Sponsored in part by KOAT 7.
Look! It's the Super Squad!
Chad?
Thanks for the ride, guys.
No, thank you, Chad. The Super Squad loves my circle.
Remember, you choose the plan that fits you best and get unlimited calls to anyone on any network.
Someone just stole a little kid's milkshake.
That's horrible. My Circle, exclusively from Altel Wireless. Get a great deal on the Samsung Freeform with a 1-year contract for the same low price.
There's nothing more important than our health. So when it comes to health reform, we need a solution that works for all of us. Now the President and Congress have a plan that combines the best ideas from Democrats and Republicans, business owners and workers, doctors, nurses, and patients. A plan that keeps bureaucrats out of your health care. You choose your own doctor, make your own decisions, and you can't be denied coverage for a pre-existing condition. That's reform we can all feel good about.
Welcome to Progressive. How may I help you? I'm looking for a deal on car insurance. I think we might have a coupon in here. There's an easier way. We've got the name your price option. You do? Follow me. You tell us how much you want to pay, and we'll build you a policy that fits your budget. And I still get great coverage. Uh-huh. Go ahead. You're the boss. I'm the boss of savings. More like the CEO. No glass ceiling.
The freedom to name your price. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
It's Play It Again Sports' 10th anniversary, and we're celebrating with savings up to 90% off the entire store. This Friday until 9 p.m. and Saturday until 6. Treadmills up to 25% off. Exercise bikes up to 25% off. Football gear up to 90% off. Snowboards and more up to 50% off. Plus, receive a free gift with any purchase of $50 or more. Don't miss the Play It Again Sports 10th anniversary sale this Friday 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Saturday 10 to 6. Save up to 90% off the entire store 2 days only and only at Play It Again Sports on Manal. Don't